What's going on, my mad people? Welcome to another episode of Must Read. Today's topic I'll be recommending to you guys is called Mushoku Tensei. Now, if you don't know, I have an extremely love and hate situation when it comes to isekai stories told in Japan. In the past, they were really good, very phenomenal. You had all kinds. You had Digimon, you had Inuyasha, you had Monster Rancher, you had all kinds of interesting isekai with different concepts. They're going to the world to learn a lesson, then find out more about their past, or whatever. There were different kinds of concepts back in the day. Then Familiar Zero came along, and then tons of light novels. And I mean tons of light novels after the year 2011. So many different kinds of isekai were created. And after that, it became extremely cancerous. I mean, some of the ideas that were greenlit was just like, how did this happen? Stuff where I got reincarnated into another world as a freaking vending machine. I got reincarnated into another world as a freaking onsen, which is a hot spring, a Japanese hot spring. Or I got reincarnated as a succubus, so therefore I will squeeze milk. I kid you not. I looked up a list on freaking Novel Planet, and there's all kinds of ridiculous ideas people come up with isekais nowadays to just squeeze out, to milk the cow, to beat the dead horse of those ridiculous ideas of isekai. And to the point where people are starting to think that isekai, just hearing the word isekai, is a bad thing. However, that is not the case, ladies and gentlemen. It is not the case. There are tons of good isekai out there that were, one, underappreciated, or two, they just haven't been animated yet. And I do mean by not just anime, but also manga and novels, whether it's light novels or even web novels. There are tons of them out there. Some where it's about female characters, some where it's about philosophy, trade, and even them having connections to that other world with great explanations. Stuff like Tanya the Evil or Overlord or even ReZero have good stuff. And I do appreciate them a lot, a lot. However, there are those tropes of why people hate isekais. Some could be because you have a boring main character that's just cut and paste. One is he's overpowered. Two, it's always about a harem. Wait, that's three, sorry. Three. And finally there is four, where it's just there's no explanation of the world. It gets straight to the point and it's kind of boring. Because it's mainly about the girls in fan service. Even then, the girls aren't well developed within the harem. So, what have I told you? There's an isekai that is well paced, that isn't about a harem, that isn't about. Like, there's a harem in there, but it's not about the harem, trust me. And it's also about one's man's life, where his goal is to live without regrets. Ladies and gentlemen, I honorably present to you my most favorite isekai of right now, so far, Mushoku Tensei. Now, I first was reading this as a manga and it caught my interest. It does stuff that most isekai fail to do today. First of all, establish a great main character. This main character is named Rudeus Greyrat. In his previous life, he was a 34-year-old man who shut himself in after so many failures in life, to the point where he just didn't want to deal with people no more. He shut everyone away. And he was even kicked out of his own place until one day he saved someone's life and got hit by a truck. Yes, there's those cliches, and that's the thing that the author wants to do. He wants to add cliches in, but he wants to give them a twist onto them. So therefore, people will be astonished. So they'll roll their eyes at first, but then as they continue reading, they become amazed. Now, unlike most isekais, where the main character is transported to another world, they're not even really reincarnated. They're just there, they have all these powers, and now they just collect their harem, and then that's the end of the isekai. However, it is not like this. This one takes the approach of Saga of Tanya the Evil, where the guy is killed in his own world, then he is reincarnated as a different person, meaning he starts off in that other world as a different person, as they're born into that world naturally, not just teleport there because of God. Well, God was the reason why he was there in the first place, but he wasn't just teleported there. He was literally born into that world. Same with the main character in Mushoku Tensei. He was born in that world. He has a different appearance and everything. He does have memories of his previous life. Now, many people will say that who do like this or hate this will say that it's pretty slow because it starts off. This is not an adventure-like story. There's adventure in it, and there's even slice of life. But however, this is just about one man's life from beginning to end, from when he's a baby all the way until he dies. And that's pretty much it. Even the story continues even after he dies, actually. But I'm not going to get into that much of it. I'm just going to try to sell you why you should really read this story very much. Now, is he OP? Well, in a way, he is not that OP. He is incredibly strong, but however, not by strength. Actually, he knows some sword styles, but however, he is not that good at them, nor even close quarters combat. In fact, he is a mage, and he's extremely intelligent and cunning. However, he has a great deal of mana power at the beginning, but however, he doesn't know how to control it. In fact, it takes him years learning to control his powers because he needed the right teachers to teach him how to do it. Next off is also how he is OP. Not because of his overpoweredness, but also because he's a very cunning kind of person. He has a very perverted personality, but yet again, he puts a lot of stress onto himself. How he feels like he has to do everything himself and not rely on many people. So he has a great character aspect where he deals with things. Now, let's talk about the harem. In most isekais, they fail, in any harem actually, they fail by just dumping a bunch of girls from the very beginning onto the main character and without giving a great establishment and backup for the characters themselves. That is part of his harem. This dude's harem, in a way, doesn't even feel like a harem. It doesn't feel like a harem until, like, volume 16. I kid you not. It takes volume 16. And by the way, he only has 3 girls in his harem. Only 3. And the way they do it is just done so well. It's not like how most isekais or even harems do it, actually. Instead of all the girls coming at once, he meets these girls at certain times in his life. For instance, the first girl in his harem he meets when he was just like a kid, and she teaches him magic. She teaches him how to take a chance at life, to go outside and not to be afraid, to give life a chance. And he becomes to admire her, to become just like her. So that gives him the motivation to train to become a stronger mage. Then he meets the second person when he gets near his preteens, where he meets his first friend. There, he learns how to be dependable on someone, for someone to help someone out, like someone helped him in the past, where he teaches her to be brave and not to feel so insecure about themselves. And however, they split, and then he meets the third person of his harem, where he had learned to take a different approach of things. This person was different from the last people in his harem because she was more tough. In fact, she is my favorite character in the harem, actually. But she does things a better way. She learns how to do things, work around things, not to go the simple, narrow route. So, what I'm trying to say here is that it throws the cliches at you, but in a different way. The action, there are tons of extreme action, mostly to do with strategy and skill more than overpowering someone. And there are times where the main character himself would lose. After all, he is not a very strong person. He is really good with magic, but he's not as powerful. He's just extremely smart and knows how to overcome his opponents through brains. Now, in fact, some of the girls in his harem are actually stronger than him. Some that are actually really good with close quarters combat, and some actually really good with checklists and incantations. Very interesting. Now, so what's the setup? What is the main goal of this story? It is not really about an adventure. he does go on it, but it's not like it's this never-ending one goal kind of thing. It's him finding his purpose and meaning in life. He goes through life trying to go through one way, and he realizes he's being too comfortable with the way things are going, so he has to learn to improvise, think outside the box on certain situations. And there's a lot of tuggy feel moments in this show, and the characters that are around him themselves feel very, very three-dimensional. First they start off two-dimensional, but as further and further you get into their stories, you learn that they have a lot more to them than what most stories will do. So, with that being said, how should you read this? First of all, I first read it through manga, but then I was hearing people saying how the manga was just cut out a lot of good stuff from light novels. Then I was reading light novels, and I realized that the web novels are done. So the web novels have everything done, but in a more raw way. So I recommend you read the web novels if you're okay with just reading just words, because I have all the web novels right now, and I'm already on volume 15, and I'm loving it right now. And the manga is still going well. It's a monthly update, so you get a chapter every month. A lot of good pages in there, so it takes a while. So probably by the end of this month, they'll catch up to volume 7 through the web novels. So what I'm trying to say is, pick any way you want. You can read the web novel, the light novels, the manga, any way you like, as long as you read it. I actually hope that one day we'll get a good anime adaptation of this, because it will be a very damn shame on the isekai genre that this does not get fully recognized in America. So far, I've seen in the comment section, anyone who has ever read this have gave this high regards. This even has an 8.86, I believe, on one of the anime sites. I'm not sure if it's My Anime List or Anime News Network, but one of the two gave it a very high score and gave it a high recommending, saying it throws cliches at you, but in a different way where you least expect it. So, without further ado, read Mushoku Tensei. I highly recommend you guys read this. It's very special. And it's my favorite isekai. And I'm not even done it. And so far, I feel like this is the best isekai I've ever read in my life. Because the world building, the stories, the characters, the plot progression, it's out of this world. So, if you feel like reading something, spending some time, you have nothing much to do on the holidays, read Mushoku Tensei. You will have a blast. And it will restore your faith within the isekai genre. And probably one day it will be animated, and hopefully the right studio does animate it. Someone like Ufotable or Bones or Lychee, one of those. I just know I don't want JC Staff doing it. Don't get me wrong, JC Staff does a pretty okay job when it comes to light novels, but I would rather have a studio that I know that would good adaptation into this, because this is a good story. I highly recommend you guys go read Mushoku Tensei. That's all I got for this video. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you read and give Mushoku Tensei a try. And while I'm saying this, let me know if any other good, unique isekai are out there. I'm actually dying and thirsty right now for some really good isekai besides this one, because I have since I'm on volume 15, I have a few more to go, then it's done, and then I read the epilogues and stuff like that. So I am looking for another good isekai to read. So let me know if you know any good ones, because I am just looking for them right now. So that's all I got for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon to get notified. Macro out.